Hello everybody, I'm Doug. Welcome to the Auditory Vinyl. This is yet another episode of my series Record Labels A to Z. And we are on V. So just about done. So right into the V's with Valiant. Started by Warner Brothers in 1960. Their big hit right off the bat was I Wonder What She's Doing Tonight by Barry and the Tamerlanes. This is Shelby Flint with Angel on My Shoulder, and then Somebody on the other side, which was another early hit for him. They also had the Cascades, and the Association was on them for quite a few of their albums, and then Warner Brothers decided to put them on their own label, and that was pretty much the end of it, and they folded Valiant in 1967. Vertigo, you've all seen Vertigo labels. It was started in 1969, primarily as a label for progressive music, and they wanted to compete with Harvest because they had Pink Floyd, and Darum because they had Moody Blues, and EMI was putting out Harvest, and Decca was putting out Darum, and Vertigo was put out by Philips / Phonogram. But Manfred Mann was like one of the very first artists in late '69, and then in the '70s they had Black Sabbath, Uriah Heep, Status Quo. '80s they moved to Dire Straits, Genesis, Def Leppard, Kiss. '90s Metallica and Dio. In the 2000s, Dua Lipa is one on there. The Killers. They eventually ended up under EMI and then Universal Music Group. I don't have a whole lot on Vertigo, but this is Ian Matthews. There's Vertigo there. His '71 release. If you saw Through My Eyes, there's the famous Vertigo, and then on this side is the info. So yeah, they're still around, still putting stuff out. We move on to Vinyl Lovers. This was actually a Russian label, started in 2008. They only put out like limited edition stuff, novelty type things. There is another Vinyl Lovers that's primarily jazz, but that's not the one I'm talking about. They put out stuff by Allman Brothers, Cream, Traffic, Rod Stewart, even Michael Bublé, and they've put out The Cure. This is a reissue of 17 Seconds. And there's, I'll take it out just so you can see it a little bit better. It's on white vinyl. There's the Vinyl Lovers label. Pretty cool. And they're still putting out stuff too, as far as I know. And then one I'm not sure exactly how it's pronounced. It looks like it would be Vocalion, but I don't know. This was started by a piano and organ manufacturer called Alien, I believe, Aelion, Allion, in 1916. 1924, it ended up being owned by Brunswick. It was really popular in the 30s, and then it was bought by CBS. What do I got here? Oh, in the 50s they brought it back as a budget label, and then again in the 70s it was brought back by MCA. But here's Bing on the Vocalion. Patsy Cline was on here. Let's see here. Get it right side up for you. There's the label. Pretty much just a lot of the older artists. There's nobody new on it, of course. Bing on Vocalion, or Vocalion, or Vocalion, or whatever. Volcano. American label started in 1996. It's owned by at the time it was owned by RCA, now it's owned by Sony Music Group. In 1998, they took over the Scotti Brothers label, which I showed on the S's episode. It's got Survivor on there. In 2000, they took over Capricorn. Now that it's just Volcano is just putting out reissues. But this is Tool's 92 release of Opiate. It doesn't show much, but there's a tiny Volcano logo there on the label. And that's it for V. I think I got plenty of W's, but like I said, XYZ, I don't know. I might just show just some random ones that I didn't show previously, but anyway, that's it for this one. Take care. Enjoy the music.